we've got to pepper you with some questions here.
Bring it on.
I'm sure the last month has felt like maybe 15 years for you.
Yeah, especially with Diddy. You're not kidding.
Exactly. See, I didn't even mention Diddy.
There's always a lot going on.
Yeah. So yeah, we've kind of we're in a lull, let's say, on the Diddy case. We know that he's going to be sentenced in October. We want to take you back to another case that was a biggie, and now we have a picture of Luigi Mangione in prison, but it's not like the prison picture you would think of.
No, you're right. And you know what's interesting too, there actually is a connection between the two cases, multiple connections between Diddy and Mangione, because one, they're in the same prison, they're in the same jail, this federal detention center in Brooklyn, and they are also repped by Diddy was repped by husband, Mark Agnifilo, and Karen Agnifilo is his wife, who is Luigi Mangione's attorney. So there is a lot of crossover there. But you're absolutely right. So we've got this image of Luigi Mangione, and it's really one of the first, if not the first image that we have seen of him actually behind bars. We've seen him in custody, we've seen other photos, we've seen court photos, but we have not actually seen him in behind bars. And you wonder how's it going for him there? What's the reception been like from the other inmates? And if a picture can tell a story, I think this one shows that he looks happy. He doesn't look like he is depressed. He looks like the same guy that he looked like when he went into prison or went into jail. So it doesn't look like he has lost a whole lot of weight. A lot of people have pointed to the fact that he's is wearing a watch, and people have questioned. And it's not like a Rolex. It's a Casio watch, but nonetheless, he's got a watch on. And some people have said, how did he get that in behind bars? And it's available at the commissary. And I think the reality is this guy is he's raised over $1.1 million on a crowdsourcing platform where people who support him can donate. So he's got like a 1.1 million and change, and it's obviously rising by the day. He's receiving hundreds and hundreds of letters a week. So many letters that he can't even respond to them. And again, I think it just goes to show this guy's got a lot of support, whether I like it or don't. And, depending on how everybody else feels out there, the bottom line is this guy's got a lot of support. And I think you can see that in this photograph.
Yeah. And before we move on to the next question, I think we have to talk about the it. Like, what don't we like? The it. If people don't, if they're not aware of Luigi Mangione's name, this is the man who killed a healthcare CEO, one of the largest healthcare companies in the country. And of course, there was this controversy over the fact that, okay, murder is never the option. Never the option, right? It's never what you want to choose. But it also did bring up a lot of the hypocrisy, if you will, or a lot of the feelings a lot of people have toward healthcare companies in terms of people being turned down for their medical services.
Right, and anyone who's ever battled with a healthcare company and gone through that know how horrible it is, especially if you've got parents out there who's sick kids or denied coverage. So it is a very raw topic, and I do understand that, and I think it did bring a lot of that out. It brought it to the surface. I always go back to thinking about the Brian Thompson's kids and how he was just brutally murdered in cold blood. But I think that's a great point, and it has been interesting, if nothing else, to see the reaction of people about this story, and it's something that strikes a nerve with a lot of people. But period.
Delaney,
despite how horrific the
crime
was.
Back there? I know she's finding it now. Okay, I want to see this photo because the questions. I guess so. We had the question about the watch.
Yes.
Does everybody have access to the same items that they can get at the commissary, or
well,
do you have special?
Only not necessarily. You have, I guess you could say, they have access to the same. It's not that he has, better options that other people can't get, but it's a matter of do they have the money to buy these things, the watches, the extra food. And with him, one, he comes from a family that is very well off.
Right.
Two, he's got the $1 million+ fund now. And I think you've got people that are also just sending him money directly. Forget the GoFundMe page. They're just sending it directly to him in prison. So he's probably one of the more, maybe next to Diddy, he's likely one of the more wealthy guys in that prison right now.
So there's a lot going on in that prison for sure.
Too. That's like a happy hang loose sign. Who took that picture? Do we know who took the photo?
Right. No, that's a great question. We do not know. A question we've asked, though.
Yeah.
You know, where's the camera come from?
Do we know whether his family has visited him yet? I know, you mentioned the fact that his family is well off, but his mom had not been to visit him in the beginning.
Right, and I don't believe that they have, unless something has happened in the the last couple of days here. The family dynamic is very strange, and he was really estranged from his family when all of this was happening. When the alleged, it's not an alleged murder, when the murder happened that he allegedly committed. So yeah, I mean, it'd be very interesting to see when the trial does roll around, assuming he doesn't take a plea deal, which I don't think is going to happen. It'll be really interesting to see: are they there for him? Are they in court? Who supports this guy actually in the courtroom? It's going to be a fascinating trial when it ultimately does happen, whenever that may be.
I was thinking too, with all of the pictures of him, do we know that this is legit? It's not AI created, the photo?
Yeah. I mean, great question nowadays, right? I don't think there's anything to suggest that it's not real, but you
never
AI.
know. Yeah.
Someone could have turned his frown upside down. Or, no, I do think it's real.